Welcome back, everyone, to Two Worlds in One. This is a story where Genshin Impact meet danmachi. Now, where we last left off, we were in a flashback. First time, the goddess of information, hears about her favorite member in the future, Belle Cranell. She was handed a letter by Dia. She saw the name and the logo. She wisely knew who it was. Zeus himself. Are you sure this letter was in his bag, Dia? Yes, goddess. She breathed in for a second, then opened the letter. She read and read the letter, not out loud, but in her head. When she got done, she was shocked. This has information about Belle, the grandson of Zeus and one of the last member of the Zeus familia. She read it, once again. She decided, to do the most important. For right now, only Sino could know what the letter is about. She gave it to Sino and only spoke a few words. Only you can read this. He took the letter and read it. Looked back at his goddess after he was done. He took the envelope it was in and put it back. Handed it to Dia. Burn it. No one should know what it is. Dia took the letter and looked at it again. And burned it. She's not gonna miss an order from my captain and her goddess. Nahida made an announcement to her vice captains that a new member will join. Belle Cranell will join her familia. Flashback ends. Right now we see Belle Cranell outside of, in the sandstorm, checking out the things if it's alright. Weapons, food, supplies, everything. Check if there's monsters and things he got to do. There's not a lot he has to do, but still, you want to make sure.
Auto shutdown initiated.
I'm so sorry if you heard that. He walks down to a lower part. On the other side, he goes to the last part where Freya, Belle, and her familia with Dia walked up. It was on the right side, and Belle is going to the left side. Going down and into a kitchen area where he spoke with an old friend. Just spoke with not an old friend, but an older person that's a friend. Asking if their food their guest is ready. The person said yes it was, handing Belle the food in, well, in a roller thing. I don't know what it's called. It's a table with wheels and I don't know what actually it fucking called. Belle takes it and get it to the other side, being careful not to ruin the food. Belle lifts, well, it all when he goes on stairs because it's not actually heavy. He went down to check what food he has to deliver first. And of course, it's Freya first. So, he went over to her room. The food was okay. It was in a silver serving platinum or plate with a I don't know what actually that is called as well, but you can imagine just classic movie trope, just reveals the food that's like, and boxes was also on the top so the sink couldn't get in. Belle's knocked on Freya's door and she opens it, revealing she doesn't have good clothes on, let's just say. Belle, seeing this, was not actually shocked, because he has seen tamer. This is more tamer than he has seen on other goddesses of beauty and love. Freya looked at Belle, and she noticed that he wasn't shocked. Here's your food. It's made. It's still warm, so you can blow on it to make it cold. Belle reached down to a lower table and handed her something to drink. Here's your drink. Have a good night. Belle walked away from Freya, and Freya didn't actually use her charm, so she noticed that Belle wasn't shocked by that, so she just closes the door, thinking this was weird. Belle went over to the dark elf and light elf. I think that's called. I don't remember their full names. He knocked on the door and they opened it. Well, the more smarter, not the light elf, I think he's a light elf, opens the door. Belle handed it, their food, saying their food was here, but noticing that the dark elf is in the dark corner. The other elf just said thank you and just closes the door. Belle thinks that the family's just rude. Belle walks over to the Palin's room and knocks on their door. They open it and Belle says their food is here, giving it... Sorry, an alarm. There we go. They opens the door. Belle says their food was here, giving it to them. The Palams, all, little bit nicer, says thank you at the same time. And Belle just thinks, okay, weird. And, he did offer the elf something to drink. He also did it with the Gulliver brothers. Belle's got to the last room with the last dishes. Knocking on the door and Otter opens it. Belle just says their food was here, handing their plates. and food and drinks. When Belle was about to leave, Otter spoke up. Did you give this food to Goddess Freya? Belle looked at Otter and just nodded, saying, yes, it's always customary to give the goddess first. Just something weird tradition we have. Don't mind it. Is the food safe? Yes, the food is safe. Is she allergic to something? Belle asked, quite worried now. Otter just shook his head. No, I was curious. Otter just closes the door. Belle is just thinking, this family is just fucking weird. Getting up to the stairs and putting, the rolling table away in the stairwell and just walking into the sandstorm. And went into, a cabin he has with a roommate, aka Wealth Croso. Yes, surprising that I mentioned wealth. Well, let's do a little flashback. Wealth Croso of the Croso family is a magical sword smith. He can make magic swords that can last longer than usual. He escaped his homeland because he didn't want to make magic swords. He saw the horrors and the terrifying things it did. Wealth were walking through a city when he bumped into, a animal person with big ears, with a girl right beside him. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's fine. Don't worry. You seem to be a young man. What are you doing alone? Oh, I'm just traveling. A traveler. Well, hold up. You don't seem well. No, I'm fine. Don't worry. Wealth gave the, human human animal a smile, but the man immediately noticed. He was not well. Wealth hasn't feeling great for a few days. It's been a month since he left his homeland. The animal person immediately just went up to him. You're not fine. You're sick, aren't you? I'm fine, don't worry. No. The animal person just grabbed Wealth. We need to get you to my office. Follow me. He pulled Wealth along, with him being confused. Wait, I'm fine. No, you're not. Just follow me. Wealth, felt the strength of this man and couldn't do anything. Following him, into a giant boat. He looked shocked. It was, the boat. The man walked onto the ship and immediately went to the bigger part, going down and another layer down and down the hall, opening a door and seeing a office. Immediately the man points at the bed to him to sit down, trying to say he was just having a flu or something, but the man immediately looked at him. Welf immediately complied and sat down. We know as Tarnari, start checking on, Welf. Checking fevers, blood pressure, and asked for if he is allergic to something. Well, Welf isn't. Just checking, Welf. Tainori asked where he came from, and Welf was hesitant. Tainori looked at Welf, immediately noticing the red hair and the features of a Crozzo. A Crozzo. Tainori put it together. Ah, you're a Crozzo, aren't you? I didn't wanna... No. It's fine. You ran away from a homeland that's much, colder, isn't it? To go, a lot warmer land to a more colder one, right? Yes. This is normal for that. You're a young man, so your body haven't changed. And let me get, because you are a Crozzo, you have been in a smith, where it's mostly warm. Yes. Your body hasn't changed to this usual thing, so you have to stay here for a couple of days. But I have to go to Aurario. No. I'm sorry, you can't. If you go right now, how you are, you probably won't make it to Aurario. I understand. The door opens and a white-haired man with, red eyes and a spear walked in with another young man with white hair. This being Bell and Sino. Sino? I think I am correct saying it's Sino. Tainari immediately standing up. Ah, Captain, good to see you. Yes, I was just wondering why you... I heard Bell saying that you brought this man on board. I just want to know why. Well, I found him on the street and he was kind of having a body change. What? He came... Tainari whispered into Sino's ear. Sino immediately understood. Ah, okay, makes sense. Well, young man, I'm Sino, the captain of... the goddess Kuznali of Tevat. Tevat? You mean that Cutring with those visions? Yes, that's me. Well, we come from there, most of us. Ah, I see. It's an honor to meet you, sir. No, don't be. May I ask, how and why did you leave your country? I just got sick of the demand of making magic swords. I see. Understood. Sorry. That's understandable. Is it Tainari or Tainari? No, it's Sino, fuck. Sino. I just say Tainari, fuck. Sorry. Sino talked to Welf about things. Immediately after some few minutes, Nahida appeared to talk to Welf, getting information and actually allowing him to join her family. Seeing that Welf has potential, a month later he got his vision. Flashback ends. Ah, Belle. So how was that? The Freya Familia? They seem like they don't really care about each other. Really? Man, that's awful. Maybe their family doesn't trust each other? Or maybe their god is just... I don't know. It just seems their god has a lot of influence on them. Or did it just have a... She's a god of beauty, so they might fight over her love. Oh boy. Always with those people. Anyways. Are you tired? You seem really tired. I am. Well, you're luckily that it's my shift now. So don't worry. Thank you, Wolf. Belle walks over to the bed. Over to the bunk bed and, well, takes off his armor and lay down his sword. Wolf picking up his great sword. Wolf and Belle is kind of a great sword duo. Belle being, well, level 5 as Belle. Belle was only level, 1. It was a month after they met Belle that they meet Wolf, and another being... what's her name? Not Kusalali. Anyways, they also where they met Hagnari's, youngling, being, you know. Wolf being a level 5 smith has made plenty of weapons for the family. He even, made a good sword from, Tudia. And actually made Belle's great sword as well. Sorry. Belle going and taking off his things and just laying down on his bed, falling asleep. After some few hours, Belle wakes up, finding out that, Wolf had to do a lot, so he went to sleep after 2 hours of being on patrol. The ship is still moving, and the storm was over them. Belle jumped down from the top of the bed and woke up Wolf, saying they have to get going. Wolf just agrees, and they put on their armor and walked out of their cabin. Walking out to the middle of the deck, being, heated, so they didn't have a lot of things on. They met, well, Dia on when they got out from the door. Ah, Belle, Wolf. Right now, we are a few minutes from a mine we have to get some material from. So please, you two have to go. You're the best to collect things. And we also have Belle's lucky skill to do that with. Understood. Also, you two have to check up on our guests. I think Nahida wanted to talk to, well, Goddess Freya. Understood. Welf and, well, Belle walked to, well, where they hold all the guests. Walking down and, well, they heard they already got their morning food. Belle walks over to, well, Goddess Freya and knocked on the door. She opens it and revealed that she just has the same kind of desert clothes that she had on before. Belle, well, spoke. I think my goddess Nahida wanted to talk to you. We will get after and then go. The rest of the family is need to be down here for a meanwhile. We will stop in a few hours. They can move there, but only on the ship. Understood. At that point, well, they walked over to Otter, getting him and walking to Nahida's room. Leaving, well, Otter and Freya into Nahida, that was sitting down. They start, well, talking. A few hours later, they were, well, Belle and Welf got out of the cave. It was just a little bit mine with some iron and things. Boring, actually. It didn't get a lot of things. There were still monsters down there, but they were only level 1, so they just flick them and they die. It was completely boring. Belle and Wolf gets on the ship and put down their iron stuff. Spotting that a Gulliver brother is on the, well, bigger bridge, and the other 3 was near Nahida's cabin. Belle also sees that the 2 elves is also near, with Alan near the door. Wait, did I say Deku? I really think I said Deku in the recording. Fuck it. Ah, shit. My mind is getting mixed up. Belle walks with Welf into, well, walks over to the door. Alan sees them and just looks at them. Belle knocking and after a few minutes getting permission to go in. Forget about I said where Dory didn't have a student. Welf is Dory's student. No, Dory has a student and that's Welf. To business, selling his armor. Welf was there because he had to get some rest. Doctor's orders. When Belle and Welf walked in, seeing, well, their respected teachers there, and Goddess Freya and Nahida still talking. Ah, you two. How was, well, going down to the mine? We didn't get a lot, just normal ores. We can make some iron things out of. Maybe fixing some weapons or... But there was not a lot. Not a lot of monsters either. Didn't even get a drop item. I see. Don't worry, you two. We will shortly hit the water. So, be ready. Yes, goddess. Belle and Welf bowing and walks outside the door. When they walked outside, they closed the doors, seeing that they all were still in the same place. They just did their own thing. Time skipped a few hours. Bell and, well, his master Dia was training on the bridge with their great swords. Dia is still training Bell, being her primary student, because a lot of the people in their family is afraid of her, except Bell. That's just thankful she saved him. Bell battling her as great she can, but she's still level, 6. And he's just a middle 5. So she easily could beat her. Alright, Bell, that's enough for today. Yes, Master Dia. I told you to... never mind, it's just your kind of respect. We should hit the water in 10 minutes, so be ready for that splash. Dia walked away, leaving Bell alone. Bell walked, to the ship's, end and just stood seeing outside. He just loved the boat. It was their family's headquarters. But they knew they have to. It's not a permanent headquarters. Because all of them knew they were heading to Arario to stay permanently. They knew they couldn't, level up anymore. So a lot of them suggested to go to Arario. To sell, to, be bigger and stronger. And Nahida agreed. To this, if they hit the water, it will only be a day before they hit Arario's port and get into the city. Now, more information about this new kind of story in danmachi. Arario itself is change. The dungeon is more to the sea, but it's still a long ass way. If you count how big the city is, the dungeon is, in the middle of the city. And the city is more near to water, but not a lot. So, there's a port where ships go through, and at that port, Nahida and her family will be docksing. It's in the city, like a water gate to boats. And we will actually time skip again. Because there will not be any more importance, just Freya trying to get Belle, but completely fails. Because she knew she couldn't, get Belle because she has a vision. And he has pledged his divided loyalty to Nahida. After, a day on the water, yes, they had hit the water, it's not that important. There's nothing interesting happening. So they hit the water, they were sailing from a day to get to Arario's port. Getting near the wall to Arario. When they got near, they saw they could fit in. It was more bigger, and they knew that bigger ships much has come through. So they got in, and when they got off, the captain of the Ganesha Familia arrives, getting information that a boat has came in and they have to check it out. She walked over to, the captain of their familia, Sino, and start talking. I am the family captain of the Ganesha Familia, one of the main forces of Orario and the guards. Can I please ask, what are you doing here and what is this for? Sino starts speaking. I am the captain of my familia, and my goddess is lesser known Kusanali of the goddess of information, Kusanali, the god of Dendro from Tevat. I am her captain. Being shocked by news that a Tevat goddess is in Orario. But Sino kept speaking. We also have guests on board. The Freya family found them in the desert, so we also had to deliver them. Even more shocked that the Freya family was on their boat. I see. Will you be a permanent family here then? Yes, we will. So, how do we get to the entrance? The Ganesha family, captain says that they have to go to the guild, and their goddess have to come with them. Sino nodded, and, when those three had to go, being Sino, Nahida, and I don't remember her name. It's C. I don't remember. The vice captain and the captain of the familia, went. The familia just had to docks for a while, being this is still their home, and had to protect them. The Freya family had to go, back, and Freya tried again to get Belle, but she couldn't find him, so she had to leave. What she didn't notice that Belle was looking at her from atop the sails. He liked to be, high up and not be found for a while. Looking outside and seeing the city, remembering, the two sisters that he really will think is still alive somehow. I hope you two are here still. I really want to see you two again. Belle pulls out a bracelet, looking at, the colors. It's a fabric of, his old clothes and somebody else's. A mix of red, yellow, and white. It's a promised, thread. I wish you two were here, my friends. putting the charm away, jumped down from the place they were at. After some few hours, their goddess came back and revealed that they have informed the guild they have arrived and want to settle down. They ask if they could get a house, and they say what they can find. She also had a talk with Uranus. Uranus really wanted to see the god of wisdom, because it's been a long time since they have been to heaven. Talking to, both of them talked for a while. Nahida being happy to see her old friend. A grandpa figured to her because she was a child. By the way, Nahida was still, Greater Lord Rukatawada was still alive. The same story happened, but Nahida wasn't captured. She did know anything, and she did delete Greater Lord Rukatawada from the world to save it. Anyone who didn't know, she actually only person that know is Nahida. She is still the goddess of wisdom, so she had information about the past, so she relearned it. After some, hours of getting everything off, stuff, metal, anything, they found a place to pay to dock their boat, keeping it in storage for, until they have to use it again. The family moved to the house they had to pay. People noticing the, new people that had arrived. A lot of different clothes and everything. Seeing, a red-haired dancer. A red-haired woman with blue eyes. Look, every single character that has vision in Sumeru is in Nahida's family. Don't add me, because I really want to make this fun. I wanted to make it a few people, but still, it's fun when all of them are there. Bell walked with some crates around, getting, looks at when he was with Wealth and her master. They got a house that they had, gotten information about from a letter. Nahida had a key that she took away from the letter without anyone noticing. This letter being from Zeus. The letter contained, the past of Bel, when any god has stumbled upon him. He trusted the god of this information, but he was lucky that the god that Bel ran into was Nahida. Nahida got the Zeus Familia house, even though they were a small familia because they were only 23 members. Their house was great. Smiths, anything, it was just a lot of dust. They had to clean a lot of things. It will, take a few days, but Nahida offered all of her family members to go out to get something to eat. All of them agrees, and it took a day for them to find a place to eat, being hostess of fertility. This time it was, let's say Bell actually stumbled upon it when he met Seer. He didn't know. By the way, in this story, Seer is not Freya, if you don't know. Spoiler alert. Seer is Freya that has a human's, part, that human is called, I think, Horn? Anyways, so Seer is not connected to Freya, to make it clear, because if Bell, met Seer and Seer was Freya at that point, he will know that is Freya. And just ask what the hell is she doing out of her tower. Anyways, so Seer is her own character. It's not Freya. She did the whole spiel that he dropped his crystal, but Bell just said that he isn't allowed to go into the dungeon, embarrassing Seer. Bell told her it was alright, that he just came today with his family, and was just looking for somewhere to eat. She offered that their family can go tonight to eat here. She asked how many members they have, and he said 20. Immediately, Seer, agrees, thinking that she will earn a lot of money, and she does. Mamma Mia, Belle walks in with Seer, and Belle went to Mamma Mia, asking if they can get a, table for 20 people. Mamma Mia asks, what family he's from, and he says that he is from the Lesser Lord, or Lord Kusanali of, the goddess information, Lesser Lord Kusanali. He was from the Lord Kusanali, the god of information, and Dendro from, Tevat. Mamma Mia knew actually Nahida who she is, so she's agreed that she ordered table and anything else. Bale went back to his familia and told him that he has a reservation. Luckily, no one found anything to eat at. All 20 members was there when they said they didn't, and Belle just found a place where they were allowed to go. After some couple of hours, the family headed out, going to the hostess of fertility. Belle walks in first and meets Seer and another waiter. It's a green-haired elf with, a light green-haired elf with short hair. Her name was Ryu. Belle introduces himself and introduces his goddess as they get to the table. They order their foods and drinks and just start eating. After an hour of being there just having fun with the familia, another familia walks in. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Goddess Loki walked in with her familia, seeing a giant, a other familia sitting there. Spotting, Nahida. Immediately seeing her and, says, Nahida? Nahida looks back to see Loki, smiling at her. Loki, it's great to see you. It's been such a long time. Loki was shocked that Nahida was here, immediately asking 25 questions in a row. Finn immediately stops, Loki, but Nahida, after 25 questions, just answered back, answering all of them. Loki was shocked that her own people, didn't want her, so she just gave her last wish. Loki was, shocked, saying, oh, that's a shocker. Anyways, when did you get here? Oh, I arrived today. I got here today. My family just arrived with the Freya family because they were out in the desert and we have to go while we're going through. Ah, I see. Well, that was lucky for you. Yeah, it kind of was. I had to catch up with Freya. Their family wasn't uncomfortable, though. Yeah, you could say that. Finn just coughed because he was kind of getting ignored here. Ah, yes, Nahida, this is my captain, Finn Demne. Ah, you're Finn. I heard you were level 6. Yes, I am. Nice to meet you, Goddess Nahida. Yes, it is. So do you mind to... No. Do you mind asking me who your captain is? Nahida pointing to the man beside her. He stood up and introduced himself. Hello, I'm Sino. I am the captain of her familia. I see. Hello, Sino. Nice to meet you. This just became, introduction to, the 20 members and the Loki familia. Bell was just keeping quiet for the most part when he didn't notice two eyes, the two people that were standing beside each other, not realizing it was his old companions. They went through, the family members and the Loki family. When Bell was, stood up and tried to, introduced himself. Hello, I'm Bell Cranell. I am, a student of Thea. I am the student of Thea, or pointing at his master, that already introduced herself. But a moment later, someone jumped over the table and just hugged Bell, surprising everyone. Bell getting surprised as well, landing on the ground hard. And he just hears a voice he hasn't heard for a long time. Bell, it's really you? Bell opens his eyes because it was kind of a hard landing, seeing a Amazonian. A, short-haired, not busty Amazonian, but still an Amazonian with a cute attitude. Bell opens his eyes, seeing that it was his old friend, Tyona, screaming out her name as well, hugging her really fucking tight. Everyone in the Loki and, Nahida family was shocked by this action. Tyona, one of the sisters, immediately rushed over as well to hug Bell. Shocking this, and Finn wanted some question. Excuse me, how do you know the Haru sisters? Bell stood up, being held by Tyone and Tyona. Oh, this is a long story. I met them before I met my family. They're kind of like sisters to me. Everyone was shocked when Bell says that. Sisters? What do you mean sisters? Well, they stayed at a place for 2 years and we... Interrupted by Tyona being excited. We met Bell when we were younger before we even got to Aurora. He was so nice and cute. we immediately stayed because of it, but we got separated when the village we were staying at got attacked a few years ago. Being shocked by that, but Nahida immediately knew what was going on. Anyways, Bell, asked if he could have a, private talk outside the bar with both of them. The goddess said, yes, of course, catch up. To be excited. Bell walks out with Tayone and Tayona and just start talking. Behind, on the side of the bar where there was an alley where people could still see Belle talking to the sisters. They just talked how they have been, that after, some bandits got into their village and destroyed it. It's not gonna be a huge topic, it's just gonna be where Belle and Tayona met, stayed for 2 years in a family, but bandits attacked, killing the whole of Tayona and Tayona's, just that family they stayed with for a while. Then they left, and Belle was thrown into the river. Zeus died, by the way, in that attack. Tayona and Tayona escaped, but they actually saw Belle being pushed off into the river. Not saving us because they had to go. They catch up, talking and everything, going into the bar again and just hanging out. They have to go to separate tables. They hanged out in table. When the Nahida family left, Belle gave them their address they were staying at, saying that they have to catch up even more. So please, go ahead and just visit me. Belle left with his family, and, the Loki family start talking. Lufia went over to Tayone and Tayona. Do you really know that human? Yes, we do. He was a nice person when we met him. He actually made, pointing at Tayone, and he made her laugh first time we ever met him. That, really. And it just went up from there. Talking and actually seeing him as her younger brother. Wait, you're 17. Is he? He's 16. He's old as Eyes. Eyes looking over to, seeing them. Eyes, heard the conversation that Belle was a nice person. By the way, I don't know what the ship is. It's not gonna be Eyes X Belle or Eyes X Tayona or Tayone. It's gonna be another one, maybe. Not sucrose. See. I'm gonna find the name and just learn it over and over again. Anyways, I heard that Belle was nice and he was a proper boy. Asked a question herself. Do you know what level he is? He seems that he hasn't grown a lot. Finn chimed in to, say a couple of things. Maybe he's level 3, maybe going on 4? But Tayona and Tayone looked at Finn. But Tyona said something. What do you mean, 4? He was level 2 when we met him. All of them looked at. Bell being a level 2 outside of Aurario was a rare thing. Because there's not a lot of level 2s because of the things outside and did have access to the dungeon. Tyone spoke up at that point. Yes, maybe he's at level 4, end of level 4 now? We don't know. Maybe end of level 3. We don't actually know. Finn just looked at them and just, shook his head. Anyways, let's get on with the dinner. Well, let's continue the dinner. And this is where I'm gonna leave it off, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it got confusing at the end, but sorry about that. So, good morning, goodbye, farewell, see you later, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time, bye-bye.